Hello, I am a student in the course English Does Work, Level 9. My instructor is Javier Enrique Maya. My name is Mabel Ojeda Marin, and I am going to present the speaking and vocabulary activity. What did you used to do when you were bored? For answer this question, I am going to talk about my experience during the global health emergency in 2020. We used to spend a lot of time at home during the pandemic for COVID-19 because of the lockdown. Everything was closed and we were forced to try creative ways to entertain ourselves. I remember three main things and I'm going to talk about this. The first one is that I used to spend a lot of time on internet. I used to like making video calls with my family and friends because this helped us to stay in touch. I used to search and check about what was happening on social media, and especially on weekends I used to watch movies, series and cooking tutorials on internet. To be honest, now I still do this thing in my free time. On the other hand, the second thing that I remember when we were in the pandemic is that I didn't used to be interested in politics. I didn't used to listen to the news, but now I often interested on international news. I didn't used to think much about political decisions, but now I realize their social impact. In general, I think that before the pandemic, we didn't used to aware of globalization or post-globalization, and after the pandemic, we realized about the global dimension of the problems. For instance, health and environment and others. The third thing that I remember when I was bored is that I used to entertain myself with daily house tasks. We know the phrase women are multitasking. I think that I was an evidence of that. I used to clean the house like never before, and now I clean when it's necessary, of course. I used to use many cleaning products during the pandemic because I needed to stay safe of the virus indoors. And I remember myself asking me, what else can I clean or what more can I clean? Of course, all products was cleaned, and the whole house. The kitchen, the rooms, floor, the windows, clothes and shoes, including the curtains. When I remember that, when I returned of this, I think that it was very crazy. As a final reflections, I used to find creative ways to stay connected. During the pandemic, I didn't used to think about the global problems, but I changed my mind, and I didn't used to think that leisure time is an opportunity. Now I try to manage my own time all the time. That is all. Thank you very much.